Great to meet you here in the capital of Estonia. Tell me about your passion for this subject and why you think this is so important, first of all.
Well, actually, I think my children should have the possibility to live in a clean world. And right now, we are not getting there.
Okay.
So actually, we're doing this for us and for our children and their children.
And is it something that you've always been interested in, or has something sparked it in recent times?
I think it's really often it starts with having children. When you look around and you understand that I'm not here forever, but well, they will be, and well, actually the next generation will have to deal with the mess that we have made. So it's a bit of connection with the children.
How many children do you have?
Two.
What ages are they?
3 and 5. So.
Oh, because your hands are full.
Absolutely.
You're very busy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the amount of waste that a child produces, I remember reading about the statistics, is staggering. Can you run through some of the stats?
Well, actually, I don't want to look at the stats because it's if you go to the store, it's almost nothing you can buy, which is meaningful.
Okay.
So if you look here, you have this plastic thingy, which is well, actually quite pointless. The problem is we produce.
Well, it's a cuddly toy.
Yes, it is, but it's produced with plastic and chemicals, which are toxic for the environment that these are made for. Well, which means that we leave really bad environmental waste in the poorer countries, and then we put a lot of chemicals in there because we think it's good, because then they will not.
You want to sanitize it and so on and so forth.
But, and also the flame slowers, so they wouldn't catch up fire if the children play with matches.
I see, yeah.
So this is a good thing, but the bad thing is they're really bad for their children's health.
So it's like the law of unintended consequences, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And usually the things we have messed up. At first they were meant to be good things, but we got so caught up in the process that we sell these kind of things.
Like, what is this?
This is rubbish. It's rubbish from the day one. I'm not even sure why it's made, but I'm quite sure they made thousands of it, maybe millions of it.
Of course.
So they produced a lot of waste, and then they are packed, sent to Estonia, and they become waste one more time.
And these are commonplace in every household where you have children, isn't that right? I mean, this is not something that's unique to your house, and we all had these in our house growing up.
Well, actually, it's really hard to keep them out of the house. So I have tried to keep my children's toys really natural, and it's really hard to to stop the flow, because everybody thinks nowadays like it's nice to show your love with things.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is, well, hundreds of years ago we remembered that the nature we are living in, it's our home, and if a tree dies, well, soon enough we will die. But right now nobody thinks about, well, it's hard to think about the children's future, but it's really good to say, hi, sweetie, take this stuff, aren't you happy?
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure something like this could always have been made from some other material rather than hardcore plastic as well.
Well, the problem is this thing is really fragile, and it's made for, let's say, single use, maybe a couple of times. But if you make if you knit it, I have done these things lovely.
You like it? How's that, my friends? Looking good?
Yeah, and I have just knitted these things.
Yeah.
And they can just reuse them, and if we don't need them, you compost them.
So the point here is to avoid all these meaningless plastics that we give to kids. We just think that we have to shower children with all these plastic toys, plastic hairbands, plastic, I see you've the bubbles there as well. Just needlessly throw them at them.
Yeah, because, well, I have had these in my household, and I'm really heartbroken because our 3-year-old just makes 2 bubbles and then oops, it's lies and it's empty and you need another one. But that's not the point. And actually, if you think about the play, the meaningful play, not entertainment, it's two really different things.
Okay.
Because children can play for hours without thinking about this outer world, and they're really caught up in a play if they have the meaningful toys.
Can I ask you about some of the other things? Things like the nappies, of course. Biodegradable nappies you use all the time, is it?
Well, actually, the point is, do you use them at all?
Okay. So what do you use?
Actually, I used some of the biodegradable, but my second child started taking, the potty from the first week, because this is just a habit of just holding him and saying like pee pee.
Yeah.
And I just. It was, I think, 50% of nappies I used less.
Okay.
So the thing is, sometimes they think like, okay, if you have plastic, let's switch it to biodegradable.
Yeah.
And then let's switch it to something that you can use over and over again, reusable nappies. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, maybe we can switch to things that we don't have to use at all.
I understand. The next thing I want to ask you about, we were talking about this in the office and we were all fascinated by it, eco-friendly sex.
You mean the vegan condoms and stuff?
The vegan condoms. What is this? I've never heard of this. When we mentioned it in the office, most people, their jaws dropped.
Well, actually, I know about it because one of our partners in Estonia is selling them. And I was like, also a bit surprised. The thing is that they use dairy products as a lubricant, so it's connected with a dairy production. And people who want to be vegan can use the vegan condoms, but also.
But they're biodegradable, is that it?
I don't think they are.
Okay, we were reading about. I won't mention the company because there were some companies that are offering some sort of biodegradable condoms.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
they may be.
They seem very risky.
Yeah, but the thing is, millions of people, of indigenous people, have gone without, and knowing their cycle, they don't have to use anything to plan the babies. So it's also something like we have so used to not hearing our voices inside us and noticing ourselves and the nature. So we just say like, okay, I have to have this stuff, which helps me.
Of course, when actually it doesn't.
Yeah.
Or something else could take its place and would be just as effective and better for the environment as well.